Hi everyone, my name's Mark and I'm the Learning and Development Manager at the Royal College of Speech and Language Therapists. And today I'm just going to take you through the RCSLT CPD diary and in particular the newly qualified practitioner competencies so that you've got a better understanding of how you can use the diary to make sure you're meeting those competencies. So to start off with, you access the diary through the main RCSLT website, just rcslt.org. Once you're logged in, the My Account button will appear and you just choose the CPD diary from there. And you'll be brought to a screen that looks like this. And first of all, I just wanted to talk through how to add and manage a supervisor on your diary. So to do that, you just click the Manage Supervisor button here, and you'll be prompted to enter their RCSLT membership number. That number will begin with the letters RC. So you just pop the number in and then select your supervisor from there. Currently on the diary, you can only have one supervisor at any one time, but you are free to switch supervisors, for example, if you have kind of a split role, so you do kind of several different part-time roles, or you just work in an organization where you have more than one person responsible for signing your goals off. You can switch between supervisors. Switching from one to another won't undo any goals that have already been approved or anything like that. So do feel free to change them as and when you need to. So next, I'm going to talk through the goals themselves. So those are your actual NQP competencies. They should automatically be added to your diary when you become a newly qualified practitioner. If for any reason you can't see them on your diary once you've become an NQP, do get in touch with us at cpd@rcslt.org or info@rcslt.org, and we'll be able to add them in for you. There's no need for you to put them in yourself. So each goal will be listed on the screen. The first one will always default to being open, but you can scroll down to any that you want to have a look at and just click on the title to open it up. From there, what you can do if you want is click the details section, and that gives you a little more information. You can add your own personal target date in. You can select whether it's in progress. Just make sure you click update if you make any changes, and you should get this green banner up here to confirm that it's been saved. Try not to delete the goal. You do get a warning message. If you do accidentally delete anything that you need to recover, get in touch with us again at the email addresses I mentioned, and we can reinstate that for you. And from this screen, you can see any activities that you've added in support of the goal. And you can also, should you wish to, add an activity directly to the goal, but I will talk through the activity adding separately. And from this section, you can also chat to your supervisor should you wish to, if you want to ask them to have a quick look and see if they think it's ready to be approved. Any messages you enter in here will remain between you and your supervisor. All you need to do is type the message you'd like to send to them and click Send to Supervisor. Finally, once you're ready to submit a goal for approval, you just click the Request Approval button. You can add a comment if you need to, but there's no requirement to. And equally, if you'd like a copy of the email that gets sent to your supervisor, you can tick this box here and then just click the send button, and that will be sent to your supervisor for them to review and let you know if they're happy to sign it off. Next, I'm going to show you how to add individual activities to your CPD diary. So this is the way you start to build your evidence for each and every goal that you've got as part of the NQP competencies. As you saw in my goals overview, you can add an activity directly to one of your competencies should you wish to, but you can also just add an activity up here using this button, and you'll be asked to enter a name. So I do recommend giving it a name that will mean something to you. You can, at this stage, add it to one of your goals if you want to. Just start typing and the goals will come up, or once you've saved it, it will appear down here. If you haven't at that stage added it to one of your goals, it will appear in this category here, activities without professional development goals. If you did add it to one of your competencies at creation, it will instead appear under that goal instead. But to access it, you just drop down the goal and then click the title. And then from there, you can start adding more information in. You can also, at this stage as well, add it to a goal. So I will pop it under the first communication goal. You can then select a type. So the types are related to the HCPC CPD categories. And more information on those can be found on the HCPC website. You can then add a brief description, so just a very, very quick overview of what you did, whether it was, kind of a formal learning event, if it was maybe a YouTube video, and to be honest, a lot of your evidence at this stage will be shadowing more senior SLTs and just starting to do the role of an SLT. You then add a date, so you can set up activities for events you have planned in the future, but I'll say I did this on Monday. You can then add the amount of time that the activity took. You can add whole hours and then 15-minute intervals from there. And then you have your reflection boxes. So that's where you need to start reflecting on what the activity taught you, what you learned from it, what either you've already started doing differently or you think you're going to do differently based on what you learned, and then who benefits from what you do differently. In general, that will likely be your service users, but it can also be internal colleagues, it can be your manager, or it can be you as an SLT. But just make sure you add some information into each of these. Make sure you click update regularly. You should get these green banners to confirm that it has been saved. And in this area, you can also upload kind of relevant documents or any supporting evidence. So for example, if you did attend a formal training event and you got a certificate of participation, you could upload a PDF of that file there. You're not obliged to by any means, but it can just help you keep everything related to that activity in one place. You can upload kind of case notes, but please make sure they've been anonymized prior to uploading them. It's one of the HCPC principles of CPD that anything you use as part of your CPD has no patient identifiable information on it. And you can also add hyperlinks. So for example, if the CPD you're reflecting on was a YouTube video or a webinar that's been recorded or something like that, you can add a link to it here. Again, you're not obliged to, but it can just help you keep everything together and in one place. And once you're all done, like I said, make sure you click update so that you get those 2 green banners. And then once you're happy with it, just close it out. Next, I'm going to show you how to use the filter on the diary. So that's found right at the top of the diary in the dark grey box here. It defaults to the current calendar year. So that does mean if you're adding activities from a previous year, once you've saved them, they will appear to vanish. And that's just because the filter is hiding them. So you can adjust the filter settings here. You can either choose a different calendar year from this drop-down, or you can click on the date boxes here and set a custom range. So for example, if you want to see by academic year, or you want to see maybe an 18-month or 2-year spread, you just adjust the dates up here, the start and end points. Make sure you click the blue filter button afterwards, and the diary will update accordingly. Finally, I'm going to talk you through where to find additional information. So first of all, right at the bottom in the footer, we have a couple of user guides. So while you're doing your NQP competencies, go for the NQP diary user guide. And once you have qualified and become a certified member, you can then use the full CPD diary user guide. And they just kind of talk through how you can use the diary. And if you do have any questions at all on anything to do with the diary or your CPD in general, you can get in touch with us, again, using those email addresses. So either cpd@rcslt.org or info@rcslt.org. I wish you all the best, good luck, and thank you for watching.